Hello everybody. It's very, very important to speak out when gross of extremely large magnitude atrocities are committed, especially in my home country, Canada. And this brings us to Conrad Black, and I thank Mark O'Reilly for this. He sent me a message this morning. I was kind of busy today with my girls, and it's a sick, perverted news story, and it tagged a number of First Peoples throughout Canada in this post, a residential school genocide team, and it's sick. There's an article in this title by Conrad Black where he goes off about the betrayal of Canada and that residential school genocide never happened, and this is wrong. What they're doing in Canada is good and purposeful. Well, folks, Canada's a lie of extreme magnitude, and it's already too late. Now, folks, Conrad Black was convicted in the United States of America in 2007 on three counts of fraud. They got obstruction of justice too. He's an extreme criminal, and he runs one of our major news companies. In fact, he had a paper all through the United States, and he got thrown out on his rear end. Now, he speaks about genocide in Canada as a fake, and that nobody has picked up a shovel and dug up any of these bodies across Canada. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, the first person that grabs a shovel to start digging up bodies on Canada's genocide is going to go to the hog. They're going to go to jail indefinitely, and they can be sentenced there to death. That's what happens when you mess around with children's bodies out of a genocide. You will not find any org with half a brain to even attempt any of that. That's why nobody's doing it, because if you want to get liability, go grab a shovel, go out to one of those grave sites and start digging up bodies. You will be grabbed by the ICC, who are in Canada today. That much I can tell you. And you will be locked in the hog. We will see Conrad Black, if he had the balls to back up his propaganda. Go grab a shovel. Prove it to us, Conrad. I'm going to tell every Canadian and every first person absolute truth that nobody, I repeat, nobody, without anybody's bodies at all, can dispute that the claim from residential schools themselves, reported by residential schools themselves, operated by the government of Canada, many provinces and territories, and even government municipalities, as well as the Catholic Church, the Church of England, and even more. There's two more church organizations. But I'll tell you, folks, just in their official records of dead children that died in those schools, claimed as tuberculosis, just since 1949 all the way up to 2018, is 2,000% higher than all school systems of the equivalent of the massive United States of America and the Russian Federation combined. How many more children than Canada are we talking about? 6 to 1. And yet Canada, all by itself, has 2,000% more claimed deaths of children in these residential schools than Russia and USA combined. The massive United States of America and the massive Russian Federation. Combine both those countries, and Canada is 2,000% higher with 1/6 the amount of children. Do you know, people? You don't have to be smart here. Do you know, as a Canadian or first person, what that means? It means, by largest, the government of Canada, the provinces and territory governments in Canada, and the municipalities who hosted such schools, as well as absolutely three large Christian-based organizations, church understate, participated in the largest eradication of children in the world of that system. Yes, Russia and USA have an equivalent with the same people. And folks, on massively high numbers, literally 6-to-1 in population, USA, Russia combined versus Canada, Canada's got 2,000% more tuberculosis claims of dead children than USA and Russia combined. And if you think that there wasn't a cure for tuberculosis after 1949, you're dead wrong. There absolutely was, and it was mass produced. The only answer that USA and Russia combined, two polar opposites, two countries who hate each other beyond any other country, is two countries in the world, will tell you, both respective governments and both jointly will state, that Canada has 2,000% more reported tuberculosis deaths of Indian children comparatively to those both countries who hate each other, who have no reason to ever supply those statistics or ever participate. And they will tell you, both countries who completely hate each other, this is the truth of Canada and Canada alone. Way off the charts of any normal, measurable reality that could be constructed by any country in the world. So Conrad Black, you sick, disgusting criminal who's already been a convicted criminal, who got a presidential pardon with the value of his money, paid Donald Trump to give him a pardon, and I will write a good biography of you. I will tell all the Christians in Canada how good you are. And here's a check. Just like all the fraud I've already been convicted of, please give me a presidential pardon. Folks, there is no such thing in Canada. No such thing in Canada as the court system made available in the United States of America and the Russian Federation. Two republics, Canada used to have that court system for the people. It's long gone since Conrad Black. The government moved very quickly to remove from the people the same court system that convicted Conrad Black in the United States of America. It still exists in the United States of America. Good luck seeing Conrad Black go to the United States of America and publish this story. He keeps it for the National Post Canada to lie to all of you, because you're to foot the bill for the genocide, and it's coming. Mass immigration, mass illegal immigration is chalked up to one thing, and one thing only. All those in constitutional monarchies, guilty, don't wish to pay the piper. They want all of you, the subjects, to pay for their crimes. Don't touch their wealth. Don't touch anything else. Make the filthy third-class subjects pay for the crimes, the gross crimes of the elite, wealthy first class who operate in the constitutional monarchy systems. This is Canada forever end of day, and it will never change. And to have a genocidal maniac like Conrad Black, a convicted criminal 4 times over, come back from the depths of deprivation and come back and force that on Canadian people in news stories is sick, wrong, and perverted. And sadly, for all First Peoples, these are outrageous crimes. You will never get any truth and reconciliation out of a constitutional monarchy system that puts it on the backs of their third-class slaves. And they still define you as a savage. This is all over the world of constitutional monarchies. While many have changed, many more still exist, and they're not going anywhere. Not as long as we allow this to continue, this kind of crap. And it's sad, it's sick, it's wrong. And as long as UK has a veto, Canada will forever and a day exist that way. Share, get it out there. I notice a lot less people involved, a lot less people active. I understand algorithms, and I understand how Facebook is forced to operate in the country called Canada. We're all seeing that. Google's going that way too. Many, many are. I tag Ben & Jerry's ice cream because they have the heart, the courage. Unilever, Ben & Jerry's even sued them over their baloney. And that's the parent company. A lot of people try to put Ben & Jerry's down and associate them with the radical left. But they stick to truth and things that they can prove, just as I do too. And I have nothing but respect for that. I don't like Unilever and what Unilever represents, but I know better than to follow the baloney. And Conrad Black is a criminal, multi-convicted criminal in the best legal system in the world, the United States of America. And he can hide behind his pardon, but it won't excuse him and his ability to publish what he propagates in Canada, the United States of America. Good luck seeing that story in the United States. Conrad Black will go to jail for that. And again, I'm going to say it because I've tagged him. Go grab your shovel, Conrad Black. You're rich, mighty, and powerful. You're with the crown. You can do anything. You go grab your shovel. Go start digging. Go show the world how much better you are than everybody and what you can get away with. We all know what'll happen, and you do too. But you're a filthy liar, a diseased human being, and you belong in prison. And hopefully one day people like you will be. And maybe one day Canadians and First Peoples will wake up. That's looking like a distant memory, but I'll tell you, Google's coming out with its own AI, and it's keeping all the data. It's not cooperating with Canada and the Crown and the Commonwealth. That AI is coming forward unfiltered, unrestricted. And you know what? You got to give a kudos to America and many, many of their massive institutions, orgs, and corporations that are resisting, that are looking at these truths and are going forward. I give them praise where credit is due. They get it. And my hat's off to all of them, especially Ben & Jerry's. Very courageous, very stand up. And I hope people see past all the rest of it, because everybody gets deluded with everybody else's bullshit. Ben & Jerry's is resisting. Their board is separate from Unilever, and that's right in their takeover. That's right in their corporate agreement when they were bought out by Unilever. And that's why they continue on in the legacy of the mom and pop owner system that was before it. At least for now, anyway. God bless everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Mark O'Reilly. If you're there, I don't know, I can't see everybody, but great find. Sad, sick, disturbing. This country seems to get worse and worse, and the people get dumbed down more and more. But I promise you, United States and even the Russian Federation, in all their hostilities, come together on this issue, and they know that Canada is guilty, 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 and they both and together, regardless of their feelings of each other, won't stand with Canada on this file. That is a fact. Conrad Black and his UK stand alone, just as South Africa did too. And eventually the Crown will turn around and walk away out of self-preservation. And guys like Conrad Black will be the ones on the chopping block. All we can do is hope. God bless everybody. Have a great day. Share, share, share. Get it out there. Intro was Save the Children. This is a major battle. This is a major fight right now in Canada. A gross attack on the truth by none other than the Crown itself, right out of UK, Conrad Black. Lord Conrad Black, the master criminal, the fraudster, the one who would throw the law in the garbage, at least in the United States of America. And it's sad Donald Trump, for a bio and a check, released Conrad Black. But he doesn't release Conrad Black from the people's justice. And we're going to see that later this month, actually. At the end of the month, I'm going to the States, and we're going to show you the people's justice in the United States of America. God willing, let's hope. I hope I can make this happen and be involved in it. We'll see. God bless everybody. Take care. Bye now.